Hi there, and welcome to episode 2 of our MPC Keys Masterclass. Now in this lesson, we're going to start building our track from the ground upwards. But before we get started, I'm going to walk you through the process of how you can load up the project assets. Now, once you've downloaded the project assets, put them onto a USB stick and then press the browser. Then we want to go to Places and now select the USB stick that you've put into the back of MPC Key 61. Now, the file will be called Masterclass. Simply press this and press load. Now, once the project has finished loading, you can now press play and start and you can hear the entire project. So as you can hear, this is the full track I played at the beginning. Now, so what we're going to do, we're going to build this from scratch. So we're going to need to go to a new sequence. So we'll go to our data wheel and we're going to turn this to the right and we're going to go to sequence unused, which is sequence number 2. Now, if you're familiar with the MPC workflow, you'll know your way around MPC keys in seconds. But if you're new to the platform, let's take a quick glance over the basics. So an MPC sequence is technically the name of your track or the song or the beat name. So this is where I'm going to be recording all of my different tracks or my parts to my song. So for this, we need to give the sequence a name. So press the A icon and let's name this Masterclass, just like you'd give a song a name. Now once you've done that, press do it. And now we need to set a tempo for our song. So press the BPM tab and now you can use a data wheel or you can use the dedicated tempo button to enter in your tempo. So we set a 133. Then if you press the bars button here, we can give our sequence a length. So we're going to just use 4 bars for the time being, and then we can extend the length of our sequence later in the masterclass. Then next to that, we have our loop length. Well, we're going to keep that on, so we're looping around 4 bars. Then below this, we have our track information and track types. Now MPC can record up to 128 MIDI tracks, and each track can have its own unique track type. So the first track type is drums. This means that we can access the iconic MPC drum pads by using expansion packs, drum samples, one-shots, giving you the full MPC capabilities. Now each drum program has up to 8 banks available across the 16 pads. So this means that you can assign up to 128 samples in one single drum kit to the pads. Now each track can also have its own independent drum program, which means that the possibilities are endless. You simply select the track and then select the drum program that you want to assign to the track. Then next to drums we have plugin instruments. This is where you access the incredible soundscape of MPC keys. Now once you select the plugin icon, you can now press the sounds button to access all of the plugin instruments for your production. Here you can see a whole list of all of the plugins available, such as the brand new Fabric XL, we have Hype, OPX4, Stage Piano, Stage EP, and so much more. Now when you select a plugin, automatically you now go into categories of all of the preset sounds available. So to select a sound you might want, for example, let's select warm pads. So now I'm inside all of the presets available under the warm pads category. Let's add the touch strip to add some effects. Now if I want to edit my patch, I can just press the edit instrument and now I see the graphic interface. And here I can just use my cue links, which are automatically mapped, so we can tweak our sound instantly. So this makes it really easy to navigate through sounds. Now let's press the main menu. Next to this we have key groups. Now key groups are sample-based instruments that have been assigned across the key bed. This means that you can play them as instruments. And we can use our octave shift. Then below this we have clips. This allows us to trigger audio loops directly from the pads. Then next to this is MIDI. This allows us to connect external MIDI sound modules via USB or MIDI DIN, which can be sequenced from MPC Sequencer. Then we have CV Gate. This allows us to use any of the CV Gate outputs on MPC keys to trigger modular acts with our sequencer. Now to start a track, we're going to stay on the plugins track type to lay down our first melody idea. So let's press the sounds button, and now I'm going to select Fabric XL, go under previews. We're going to select Flutter Sign Lead. Now we can also put this sound into our favorites. So anytime you find a sound you really like, press the favorites tab and then just hold one of the empty containers, hold it down, and now you'll see the sound there. If you want to remove the sound, simply hold your finger on it and then you can clear and overwrite. So now let's navigate back to our main sequence window, and now we've selected our sound. I want to start laying down the first part of my melody idea. So now we have our sequence named, but let's give our track a name. So let's call this Melody Lead. Once you've done that, let's press Do It. And now let's arm our track for record. And now we can play our keyboard until we find an idea. So let's record that. Hit record, play and start. Now MPC Keys has a really powerful piano roll. So press grid and we can now look at all of the notes that we've played, and we can edit these by using our tool select at the top of the screen. Here we can use the magnifying glass to zoom in and out of our screen. We can use the select tool to move notes, transpose them. We can move them back off the grid. We can extend them, shorten them, then use the eraser tool for deleting notes, and then undo to restore them, and then the pencil icon to draw notes in. This provides a lot of hands-on control. So now let's hit our main menu. Now that we've recorded that melody, we're going to navigate to track 2 and add the next element to our melodic. So let's name this track. So let's press our tab. We're going to call this Piano Lo-Fi. So as before, once we finish naming, press Do It. And now we're going to change our track type to plugins. And now you'll see it says plugin 002. So this is our second instance. And I'm using a piano called Urban Piano. Now if you press Sounds, Fabric XL, Pianos, and then you'll see Urban Piano. So we press Main Menu. So this is the counter melody that I'm going to be playing over the top of our previous melody. Now if we press the Edit button, I now go into the interface of the plugin, and what I want to do is add some lo-fi to this sound. Now we have an effects section called Flavor that allows us to add noise, flutter, and distortion to our sound. So this really puts it into the pocket where we want to be with this type of sound. So here's the melody. Now let's hit record, play and start, and lock this down. So now that I've recorded the first elements of our melody, I want to start adding some insert effects so we can really start giving our instruments that lo-fi modern sound that you hear on a lot of records. So on my inserts, I've already got an instance of half speed already inserted. But if we want to add another effect, go to one of the empty slots, and then we can simply select any of these available effects. We've got everything from dynamics, reverbs, compression, EQs, to vocal plugins that you can add to your tracks that you technically would only find in a DAW. So let's close this window down, and to open our plugin, press the pencil icon, and now we can actually see the plugin. Now to control the plugin, we can use our Q links, which are automatically mapped via the Q link banks to the plugin. So now listen to what half speed does. So this now really puts us in the modern world of lo-fi. Now let's blend this with the original. Now already our track's just got a great feel. So let's go to track 2, insert, and turn on half speed on our piano. So as you can hear, you can get some incredible results using the onboard effects inside MPC. Now we can even use the touch strip. So if you hold down touch effects, you've got a whole list of presets that we can choose from to add even more dynamic and feel to our melodic. Now to save your work throughout this masterclass, we want to press Menu, then we want to press Save, and now we can save Project As, where we can name the project and give it our own name, or we can save Project, which will overwrite any name that you've given your project. Now, we can also press Preferences and set up an autosave under Project Load and Save, then Enable, and then you can set a time for when MPC Keys autosaves your projects. So on our next lesson, we're going to start using the MPC workflow to build out our beat around our melodic melodies. So see you on the next lesson.